Hello, I'm Mary V. Today, let's talk about how to alter your bowing if you have a back injury or a back strain. There are so many people who have stiff and sore muscles or an injury, and they don't know, what to do about it really. Because when you feel restricted with your bowing, you feel you're not playing properly. But I think one of the secrets of making an adjustment to your playing is finding out how to make it work so that you feel, although you've altered something about your technique, you still feel that you're playing properly. So one thing that you can do, very simple if you have a back injury, is just use less bow and stop engaging the back muscles so much. So just play everything with less bow. Let's have a little look at the theory of bowing. In that there's the forearm, and if we start at the point, the whole stroke up to a certain point is just made with the forearm. It's a forearm kind of thing, and the the upper arm isn't really involved until a certain point. And normally what people would do at that point is engage the upper arm and allow it to lift up. You see? Allow it to lift up like this. You see? So everything lifts up together up to the frog, up to the heel. But a way to adjust it is that when it comes to the point of using the upper arm, instead of allowing it to lift, you simply tuck it in a bit closer to the body. So the angle of the wrist is a little more, it's simply allowing the arm to drop, the hand to drop, so that it compensates for the lack of height from the elbow and the upper arm. I mean, we don't want to end up with a shape like that, because if we lose the connection, break it up between the hand, the wrist and the forearm, and then you make life a lot more difficult, and you're just using really the hand to hold up the weight of the bow, whereas it should always really be at least the forearm connected to the hand, which helps, like that. But you don't need to, you can alter what the upper arm is doing. So all the way from, say, 3/4 up to the point, it's really the forearm. And you can protect your back that way by simply not engaging the upper arm. Now, I actually myself do a lot of that because I've got a back injury from years ago that occasionally flares up, and it prevents me from using a lot of bow. So I just carry on, but I think one of the secrets is to make what you're doing a valid technique, rather than if your back injury flares up and you have to alter it, you haven't put any work into making it work for you, making it sound good. And that keeps your confidence up, that keeps your technique up, because what you've done is added a new string to your bow, and a new technique, which is just as valid. Because one way to practice this, tucking the elbow in a little bit, is to look at the sound quality and make sure that it works just as well as any other way of playing. So it's worthwhile investing a little bit of time in having your alternative bowing ready for the days when your back feels very, very stiff and sore and you don't want to engage those muscles. You need to give your muscles time to stop being inflamed, because if you carry on and ignore it, it gets worse and worse and you end up with problems. I've seen a lot of players with serious problems, from tendonitis to having to stop playing because they try to power through it. I think a cleverer way of doing it is to get some alternatives for yourself. I mean, if you need to use less bow for a while, do that. It's perfectly fine. You know, you're just using less bow. It's not the end of the world. If you do want to kind of use more bow, then just do what I say and tuck your elbow in. Do everything you can. You can wear heat pads. You know, there's so much available nowadays. You can wear sort of elastic bands around your lower back. You can get lots and lots of things to help you. I mean, in previous years, I was in a group where we rehearsed and performed standing up in a semicircle, and it was absolutely fantastic. But spending 6 hours standing up rehearsing and then doing the concert put an incredible strain on my back. I mean, when it came to the end of a piece and we were doing our bow, I was incredibly stiff and sore. I could hardly move. And so that taught me to really look after my back. And in between movements of pieces, I would make little stretches, and I started looking after my back a bit more and doing stuff like that. You know, the audience don't mind. It's hardly noticeable. I mean, for example, young players, they don't suffer from stiffness and soreness the way that older players do. I mean, now that I'm in my 60s, I certainly notice it a lot more. And I have learned to accommodate it because I want to keep on playing, right? So you have to, if you have to make adjustments, you have to make them work. Rather than feeling that you're not playing properly, just make everything work that you have to do, I think is very good advice. So I hope I've helped you, and I hope that you can find stuff to deal with your injuries as you go along, or not have any injuries. That would be even better. I mean, to keep stretching, keep moving, look after yourself, because it'll give you a nice long time playing your beloved violin. So I hope that's helped you, and I'll say bye-bye for now. Bye.